We are live. Welcome to Carlock Confessions, everybody. We're live tonight. Very excited to be here tonight on the show. It is the 12th of June. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hopefully you like the welcoming music. It is now posted. I have a friend of mine who has shared his music with me, so go check him out. You can see him on my Facebook page under the information or about tab. You can go check out his music. His name is Babel. That's what he goes by. But very excited to have his music part of my show. It's fantastic. He will be featured throughout the show more than likely. As we continue to grow here, I'm super excited to have a collaboration with him in regards to having some music be part of the show. So hopefully you guys like it. Go check his music out. You can check him out on YouTube. And his YouTube link is in my page, so go check that out. So that's really exciting. Here we are today. That is right. It is Hump Day. It is Carlock Confessions time. Thank you so much, guys, for being on tonight. My buddy Eric Perla is on tonight. Welcome, Eric. Thank you so much for joining the show. Renee is here. Thank you so much for joining the show. So glad to see you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Very excited to have you guys here tonight. Hopefully we'll get a few more people on. But before we do, I just want to make sure you guys who are here now, make sure you like the page by giving it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share right now the video, telling everybody that we are live with Carlock Confessions. And in the right-hand corner, make sure you go ahead and click those three dots in the bell button, so that way you can get all the notifications when Carlock Confessions goes live. So make sure you guys stay on and up to date with all that information. But if you guys can like and share the page right now, give me a thumbs up so I can see you in the chat. It'd be greatly appreciated. And say hello to each other, because you guys are now part of the show. That's what I like about Carlock Confessions, that it is everybody here is part of the show. Really excited to be here tonight. Love this show. Love you guys being here. Hopefully we'll get a few more people on. Danny has joined us. Thank you so much, Danny, for coming on and joining the show. Super excited to have everybody be here. Make sure you share and like the page. Please go ahead and do that for me right now. We'll get as many people on before we get here started on the show. Super excited, though. Welcome, everybody, to Carlock Confessions on this 12th of June. So you guys are welcome to go ahead and put some comments in the chat. Everybody can see what you're doing. Be part of the show and be the change. All right, well, that's my welcome. Let's get started. If you guys have noticed, the poll question of the night did go up. Poll question of the night: have you liked and followed the Carlock Confession page yet? Either you have or you have not. Feel free to go ahead and click on that poll. Kind of a cheesy poll this week, but I am trying to push this page as best as possible. Trying to get as many viewers and as many likes as possible so we can get out there and spread the message. So please, if you haven't yet, please like and share, and go ahead and be part of the poll. We'll go ahead and review last week's poll question. Last week's poll question: did you believe in ghosts? We had a 57% say yes that have went ahead and did the poll. A 43% said no. So very interested in regards to that. That's very exciting, a very interesting poll. Hopefully you guys were a part of it. If you were, the majority said yes. I think if you say yes, I think you've had to have some sort of experience to be a part of that, to actually have that belief. I don't know. I know I've had some experiences that are mysterious and, not necessarily explainable. Maybe some of you have had the same. If so, please feel free to share it in chat, so that way everybody can kind of see what your story was. Mine was a little, maybe that, you know what, I'm going to save that for another show. I think I'll save that for another show. It'll be a good topic another time. But if you guys could go ahead and say something in the chat, say hello to me, so this way I know you're on. Hopefully the audio and video is good. Again, I don't want to hear crickets in the chat. Go ahead and make sure you guys are commenting and being a part of the show. We love to have you here. So again, poll question of the night: have you liked and followed the Carlock Confession page yet? Please go on, be a part of that poll. The more answers we get, the more exciting it is. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. Again, I posted every Monday. I post an update on the Carlock Confessions page in regards to what's coming up for this week's show. This week's show, I always put the news article in there that we're going to discuss, or kind of what brings up the topic in the news. This week's topic in the news was about a baseball player, Giolito, who plays for the White Sox. If you guys had a chance to read it, I'd love that. But so it's a great article. If you're not into baseball, that's okay. But I would hope you'd still go read the article. The reason why I bring that up is the kind of the topic I want to talk about tonight, and it's about how change is hard, and being the change can make a difference. And that's kind of what this article is about. So if you haven't had a chance to read it, that's okay. Go take a look at it. It's a great article. You don't have to really know baseball too much to kind of get the idea of it. But if you read that article, you're going to read about Giolito, who's a White Sox pitcher. He's been in the league for about 3 or 4 years now. And he kind of started off as like the worst pitcher in baseball in regards to the White Sox and in the AL, in the AL Central, or in the AL League, in the American League side. So he started off, he had 3 really bad years, 2016, 2017, 2018. All were really bad years, leading to 90 walks. And hopefully everybody knows at least a little bit about baseball to understand what a walk is. But 90 walks. Each year he seemed to get a little worse and worse, and weren't really sure what was going on. So Giolito actually, in the 18 and 19, so this past off season, in between the seasons of baseball, he decided to do an overhaul or make a change. He actually said he decided to overhaul his pitching motion. Overhaul is more or less make a major change. So remember, I want to make comment that no, he's been pitching the way he's been pitching his whole life, okay? So doing something you've done your whole life and then deciding to change it, that's a big change. And I think we all can a little bit relate to that. There's probably been changes in our lives that we've made ourselves that we consider to be big changes. I made some big changes in my life, and we'll get into that. But let's continue with the article here. So the AL pitcher there, he made an overhaul, and he made this change to his game. Now he is one of the best pitchers in baseball this year. And to me, this shows that if you make a commitment, something real positive can come out of that change. He actually has the opportunity, and he was the AL pitcher of the month of May. All the pitchers in the American League, he is the AL pitcher in the month of May. And he could very well have his first All-Star selection and also have a possibility of a Cy Young award, which all of those things could happen. And that's all because he decided to make a change. And to me, that sounds amazing. That's something that we can really build off of, and that's a real positive message. So when I read this article and I thought about it, and I thought, wow, here's a guy who probably was at the top of his game before he got drafted to the White Sox, continued to pitch the way he was, but was not doing well for a long period of time. 3 years to 4 years is a really long time to be a bad pitcher and to have that kind of effect. Then to decide to completely change everything you know, everything you've done, all your mechanics, everything that you've taught yourself, everything you've done that's brought you success before, to completely make a change to try to do something better. That's hard to do. And I think it's amazing. I mean, this is just one of those success stories about going and making a change. If you guys agree to this, let me know. I would love to hear you guys in the chat. I'd love to see it. It's really not hard. Make sure you guys go ahead and comment in the chat for me. Let me know what you guys think about this article. Let me know what you guys think about the change. Let me know what you think about the message. Go ahead and give me some of your opinions. I'd love to hear it. Again, be part of the show. That's what I like about Carlock Confessions. I'm going to go ahead and do a lap. I'm hoping you guys can chime in here. I'd love to read your comments. I can see the chat, so please feel free to add. But again, let's talk about change and overhauling your life. So one of the things that I can relate to is quitting smoking. I was a long-time smoker. Something I did for years, long time. Still have a hard time with it, but decided I need to make a healthy change. When I finally, because I committed once before, but once I finally made that full-time commitment to this change, it's brought a lot of positive effects to my life. positive effects in regards to my health, positive effects in regards to my kids' health, the people I'm around, my family, my friends, my pocketbook in regards to it. Change can be tough. And quitting smoking was a life change, something that I did for a really long time. So that's one of the things that I can use it as an example in regards to change and how change can be hard. Eric points out that moving out of our comfort zones is not something people like to do. That is very true. Moving out of our comfort zones is part of that change situation. And again, think about how this pitcher, Giolito, and how he had to move out of his comfort zone, a pitch, a style that has brought him so much success in his younger years. Before he made it to the major leagues, he had to change his whole style. And that's really hard. It's super hard to do. It had to be uncomfortable. It had to be out of his comfort zone. But now that he has, look at the control. I mean, he's the AL pitcher of the month. That's just that in itself can just be a metaphor of the change that you can bring if you take a chance, if you come out of your comfort zone. Thank you, Eric, for that comment. Renee chimes in as well. Change is extremely hard. Feel you have to have a lot of support, which is true, which actually behind you to make the life changes. That follows in with our show tonight. We got a very exciting show this evening. We have a lot of topics to kind of cover that we will come back to, Renee, because that is actually going to be a part of our show tonight that we will be discussing a little bit. We will be discussing how the people around you make a huge difference in regards to change, regards to your life and how you can live your life and how your life is, how nice and sweet it is or how horrible it can be. So that's a little bit later in the show, but that makes a great point. Thank you for the segue in regards to that. So we're kind of on the same topic here, but change can be difficult. So we want to make sure that we realize change can be hard. Making that change, so breaking out of that comfort zone is the hard part, really. I mean, because it's this. Your mind is what's telling you can't. It's that I'm not comfortable doing that, so I'm not going to do it, and kind of, resonates throughout your whole body. That's the hard part here. So think about this. Here's a guy who relies on his arm and his style that he's done for so long to make his money. And then he decides he has to change it. Of course, I mean, change was needed because he was such a bad pitcher, but he made that change. Now, he's one of the best. He went from one of the worst to one of the best just by making a change. Change is so important, and we need to recognize when something's not working and try to make a change. Support people is all key for that. That is so important to have the right people around you and the right support. It makes change easier, but you have to decide to make the change. Carlock Confessions' motto is be the change. I want this group to help be the change that's positive in this world. Positive with each other, positive with our message, positive with what we share, positive with support for one another. So much negativity out there. I want that to be what Carlock Confessions is. But we have to decide as a group, as a person, as an individual, to be that change. Giolito decided to be that change, be the change. He committed to the change. And that's kind of what be the change means, is make that commitment to changing. So if you guys agree, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up or show me a heart or something in there. Let me know you guys are thinking the same thing. I love it. I love to see your guys' reactions and stuff on the show. It always makes things better. I love being a part of the show. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a like or a heart so I know that you guys are here and you agree. If you disagree, that's okay too. Go ahead and put that in the chat as well, because the more comments we have, the better this is going to be. So, but be the change, and I absolutely love the motto. I think this really does scream that in regards to this article. Again, we're going to choose different articles every single week. It's going to be things that are maybe relevant, things that aren't. But my whole key here is to find the positive message. The positive message here is, here's somebody who was at the bottom who brought themselves back to the top by making a change and committing to that. And it really does take commitment. So thank you so much, guys, for weighing in. Renee, I really appreciate you weighing in here. Eric's been on. We have Danny who's been on. I hope you guys are still here. If you are, at least say hi. And hopefully we can get a few more people. So, again, like and share this. Share the video right now on your own Facebook page. Invite somebody on if you can. If you see there's a person up there with a plus sign, invite a couple people that you know are on right now, Facebook. See if we can get them to join on in the conversation, because this only gets better the more people we have on to be able to join the combo. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys shared this for me. Give it a thumbs up if you guys shared. I can see if somebody shared the video, so I really do appreciate that if you do it. If you don't know how, let us know in chat. Somebody in chat can either help you. You just got to click on that arrow that says share, and then you can post it to your own page so your friends, your family, and the people that are not a part of Carlock Confessions yet can see that you're on and you're asking them to come join us. So please do that for me. I'd really greatly appreciate it. The more people we have on, the bigger we can do. So hi, Danny. Thanks so much for being here. If you could share this, I'd really appreciate it. We're really trying to build a big community here of people and of positive change here. So be the change. So that's the message here for that. So as we're getting into this stuff, we're getting into the news, we can go ahead and move into the question of the night, which will help get you guys a little more involved as well. Question of the night is a segment we do every night after the news that we talk about in regards to the article. It always tries to relate back to the article. The question of the night: have you ever made a big change in your life that you knew was going to be hard, but once you made that change, the situation or something got better? What is it that you changed? So that's really kind of the big question. What did you change that showed positiveness? That was maybe a little uncomfortable for you. While you think about that, Nicole, John, thanks so much for joining. Hey guys, welcome to Carlock Confessions. Make sure you tell your friends you're here. Like the page, give me a thumbs up. So glad you guys can make it tonight. Thank you. We are talking about in the news right now. You missed the poll question, but that's okay. Thanks for being on. The poll question's on the page. In the news tonight, it was posted on the Carlock Confessions page on Monday, as I do every Monday. Giolito, the pitcher for the White Sox, and how he had to make a change to his game. So it does brings positiveness about change itself. The conversation has been had in regards to how he had to overhaul his pitching style and make a change for the better. And that's all the message of Carlock Confessions is: be the change. You got to make the commitment. So, all right. So, hi, Nicole. Thanks for coming. John, working out on a regular basis. Absolutely. That's a good positive change that you make commitment to. Thank you so much. Change the mindset. You have to, it starts here. It really does start here in your head. You really got to commit to the change. But that's the question of the night. Let's make sure we all get involved in the conversation. Again, have you ever made a big change in your life that you knew was going to be hard? Once you made that change, or, to the situation, hopefully things got better. What is the change that you made? So one of the things I already mentioned was I quit smoking. I was a lifelong smoker. I would smoke for years. Pack a day at least. I made the commitment to be the change, to quit smoking. That was healthy. That was something that I did. It kind of scared me. Another thing is this show. This show was something that I decided to commit to be the change. I wanted to make a change for something and do something that I wanted to do, that I've always wanted to do and Carlock Confessions was one of them. And I was nervous and I wasn't sure what to do or say or how this was going to go, how to build this show. And it's still a work in progress, but this was a change that I wanted to make, and I was super happy to do so. So hopefully you guys agree this is a good change. It's a great community. Please share and like this so we can continue to grow it. Renee shares she decided to go back to college and get her nursing degree. That's a huge commitment. Something out of the comfort zone, I'm sure, needing support to do so. Going through it was tough. It worked out perfectly, helped my family financially big time, made a bunch of new friends, and have learned a ton. Going back to school, I agree. I'm also going back to school right now. That is also another change I can totally relate with. I, too, decided to go back to school. I don't go as much as I'd like. I probably should go more, but time is hard to come by. But that's okay. The commitment is there, and I've made the commitment, and I plan on going to finish my degree. So congratulations on that, Renee. That was probably an extremely tough change to make. Hey, Jared, thank you so much for being on. Welcome to the show. No major changes, Jared says for himself. He's trying to think of something that would change or that he could change. Anything that you can commit to be the change. Again, I want to relate back to Giolito and his overhaul and his change that he had to make. He realized something that wasn't working. And in that article, it makes comment about how he was at pretty much the bottom of, he was the worst pitcher in baseball for 4 years almost. And then he decided in the offseason, that's it, I need to make a change. And he decided, I'm going to overhaul everything I know in regards to my mechanics of pitching. And now he's become the best pitcher. He's been the AL pitcher of the month of May. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. Possibly the first all-star selection that he could be, and also a possible Cy Young award. These are things that he's doing all because, and are possible, because he decided to commit to a change. And that's really what it kind of comes down to, is commitment and having the support to do so. Support and change go hand in hand. You have to have this change. Renee made comment earlier, you have to have support and people around you to help. But the first thing about change is it has to come from you. You have to decide to make that change. So if anybody is struggling with anything right now, or things that you're thinking about possibly changing, these are things we can discuss as well while we're in chat. We can always help with that. There's a great support system here. All part of the show. We can be part of the show. That's what I like about Carlock Confessions, is that we all are part of the show. So if you have anything you're thinking about possibly changing that you could use some support on or some advice, now's the time to go ahead and post it. We are all here to support one another. That is the key to Carlock Confessions. So please feel free. Go ahead and post it right there in chat. I don't want to hear no more crickets. So glad you guys are here. Thank you so much for being part of the show tonight. I'm excited. Carlock Confessions is live. If you could please like and share the page for me, be greatly appreciated. Make sure you hit that share button. Let people know that we are here watching the show right now. Come be part of the show. Come be part of the change. I love it. So again, the article, I wish you guys would go ahead and make sure you're commenting in there about your own changes that you've made. Erica is on. Thank you so much, Erica, for coming. Let's see. Eric states, I think in Gio's case, his change may have been based on fear, which is also probably true. Fear out of his losing his job, and being forced to change, which is also very true. Sometimes change is forced on us. Sometimes we have to change. Sometimes we're forced to, especially in our jobs. That's a great point, Eric. Thank you for pointing that out. Changes sometimes has to be required to be done. We may not like it. We face it quite a bit probably in our employment lives, in our careers, that we are forced to change of management, change in work structure, change in responsibilities, change in coworkers. But as we're forced to change, we have to accept that change. And that's kind of the key here, is about acceptance and accepting that change. I think that's the positive part I want to pull out of this, is being able to accept the change and be the change, right? Being the change is accepting it and going through it and embracing it and following through with it and staying committed to it. That's part of being the change. So Renee says she's on a major change right now, but it's a hush-hush for now, which is fine. I can't wait for you to be able to share that. I hope sometime you do get a chance. I know whatever it is, I hope it's positive and it's great, and I hope everything works out perfectly for you just the way you want. Renee, you are a great friend, and if you ever need anything in regards to help with that change, you know our family is always there for your family. So best of luck in regards to your change. We're super excited here for you at Carlock Confessions. All right, so the rest of you guys, if you have anything else you want to add in regards to that, that would be great. But this kind of moves us right into our next segment, which I do like, which is the open discussion time, which, you know, we can all be a part of, and that's what I like about Carlock Confessions, is everybody has to be or can be a part of the show if you like. Open discussion time, confessions, and advice. If you have anything that you're looking for, or you have questions that you need answered, everybody is here to help. Please don't be shy. Very excited about it. But this is one of my favorite segments of the show, so this way it kind of opens it up for you guys and gives the availability out there to you to be a part of the show. So, open discussion time. I want to go ahead and I'll start with my own open discussion. We had a group of boys, young boys, over at our house this weekend. This past weekend, there was 9 of them, I believe. Teenage boys, or about to be teenage boys. Super exciting. It was very cool to have them. And I realized by watching them and spending time with them, and you know, I know these boys because I coach most of them. My son has been friends with these boys for so long. I kind of feel like they're all my boys, my kids. But what I realize is how important friendship is. And the people that we associate ourselves with and we surround ourselves with have such a major impact in our lives. And it is key to surrounding ourselves with good people. This can go along with the whole change conversation in regards to, making a change and having support staff to do that around you, the support from those people that care about you. Friendship and the people you associate with have a major impact on our lives, and I have been so grateful. Clearly, with Carlock Confessions, I have so many people around me who care, who want to support me because you support this page. I have people who want to see this become successful, who are here on a weekly basis, who are able to make it when they can. I appreciate you guys, and you guys are my friends. You're my family. I care about you. Thank you so much. So when I witnessed this group of boys, though, interacting and how these friendships can grow, it's just so important, to surround yourself with the right people. And I feel like this group of boys are the right people for each other. They support one another. I can't remember necessarily having this many. I had friendships like this when I was that age, but not this many of friends. And it's so great to see them all together. But hopefully you guys understand in regards to it is that it's like, change, life, positiveness. It all can be a huge part about what you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with. All of it has a major impact on your life. So that was my open discussion here in regards to that to get things started. I'm going to go ahead and take a look here at chat. Nicole weighed in regards to the change in mindset in regards to fighting cancer, which, by the way, keep going, Nicole. We're here to support you. We love you, and you are always in our prayers. Last week of treatments, congratulations. That is so awesome. I'm so glad everything is going so well for you. I am actually going to take a moment and like that comment myself. Thank you so much for sharing. And then the group of boys Renee weighs in is amazing. We do have the best friendships ever. Renee, I'm thankful your son is a part of that. I'm thankful that our boys get along so well. They're such great, well-mannered young men who seem to be very focused and very alive with life and positive and happy and support one another. And it's, I couldn't ask to see my son surrounded with such great young men who are going to be positive influences on each other's lives. And that's kind of really the key. There's people on here. My buddy Eric is on here. My brother's on here. Jared's on here. Nicole's on here. These are all people. Erica's on here. Everybody here is supportive of me. These are the people. You are people I want to surround myself with. And so positive people brings positive change and can be positive support. So that's kind of the message this week of the show is being part of the change, be the change, commit to the change, surround yourself with people that care about you, friendship, positive impacting people in your life. All of it can bring such a positive and project you in a positive way. That's kind of the message of this week's show. So hopefully you guys enjoy the message. If you do, I'd love to see a thumbs up and a heart maybe, or even if you love it, just let me know what you guys think about the message this week that's being shared on Carlock Confessions. Be the change, supporting yourself, supporting the people around you, making the commitment. So glad you guys could be here with that. And if you like the message, please make sure to share it with the people that you know on your own Facebook pages. So thank you so much, guys. Jared weighs in, if the boys can make it past college with the connection, that is great. That's true. And I do have that fear that these connections may fall off because, girls and life and sports and things change, and that happens. And you really do get to see what people are made of. But this group of boys is so tight, and I think they're going to go through so many things together. My hope is to see them all go to college at the same time together, but we'll see what happens. But that's very true. I know, Jared, you're kind of going through that right now with your own son, and you keep supporting him, and he's doing great from all the updates that I see. So you are a product of the top 5 people you surround yourself with. That is a very true comment, Nicole. I think that you say top 5, I kind of agree with that, but I feel like there can be more than that or less than that, but it really is the people that you surround yourself with the most, which is key. I don't get a choice with my brother, which is very true, that he put it in chat. Thank you. That was very funny. But that's true. I don't, but that's okay because you turned out pretty great, and having you around me is you're one of the best. You're the best brother I could have. You're the only brother I have, other than my other blood brothers, like my buddy Eric and everybody else. But yeah, the people that are around me are amazing, and I'm fortunate and lucky to have that. And this show and the message this week is kind of just a big picture thought that I've had for all this. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for being a part of it and helping me along with it and supporting me and sharing it and continuing to help this grow. I have great people like my buddy Brent Babel, who has helped me out with some music, and we are starting to get this thing to grow a bit bigger. I'm looking at marketing. I'm looking at merchandise in regards to Car Lot Confessions. I'm really trying to get this out there, and it really starts with you guys and the people who support me, getting the message out there to try to help spread the change, to be the change. So Car Lot Confessions is going to stay on air. I'm doing this no matter what. I love this show. I love the message that I spread. I love that you guys are here to help with it. I love the interaction that you guys bring to the show. This is a highlight for me every week. I'm super excited about it. I hope you guys can see that and you share it, and share this with your friends and bring them along the ride with us. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. So that is in the news. That's the question of the night. That is the open discussion time. If you guys have anything you'd like to add, now's the time to do it. I'd love to have you guys add some things in regards to your changes, or open discussion in regards to the boys that I spoke about. Maybe even the poll question of this week in regards to liking and sharing the page, or the poll question from last week. If you believe in ghosts, now's a great time to share a story with that if you like. I'm going to take another lap as part of the show. But this is a time where I want you guys to get involved and maybe ask questions, and this is where we can go ahead and spread some of that positive message and share with one another. So this is a segment that I really do love about the show. I hope it continues to grow with the number of people that we have on the show. This message will grow. This segment will grow as we get more people. So hopefully you guys like it. I'm a big fan of it. So please feel free to add to the chat and add to the show about change, about making changes in your life, about how the positive changes that you've made and how they made a difference. Maybe about the people that you surround yourself with. Maybe about, something that you changed that brought successes for you. Any of those things would work out great in regards to the topics that we've had with the show for the night. So please feel free to add to chat. This is not a Bud Light. Thank you. No, this would be a Blueberry Red Bull. Sorry, I do not drink and drive. That is not okay. But thank you. That was very funny. That's my go juice for Car Lot Confessions, because I want to be on top of my game every Wednesday for this show. I love this show. I love being here. I love that you guys are here. So thank you so much for being here tonight. Again, share and like the page. Make sure you guys are spreading the message. And make sure you like and follow the new Car Lot Confessions Facebook page. I still have quite a few people who are part of the group who haven't liked and shared and followed the Facebook page. You guys are going to miss things if you guys don't follow and like that. So please spread that, so that way we can get everybody on board for Car Lot Confessions, okay? So that's the open discussion time. We'll kind of keep that open as well. We'll move on to another great segment that I love about this show, that's going to stay a major part of this show, is the weekly challenges. Hopefully you guys like those weekly challenges. I do too. I think it's a great part of the show, and something that we can do to continue to spread love and positiveness and change and all of that for people, because this world could use it. That is for sure. So last week's challenge, let's bring up last week's challenge real quick. Last week's challenge was to take a picture of something that makes you happy. Keep it in your phone and take a look at it, at the photo when you're having a bad day or a bad moment, to make you happy or kind of get through that bad time. How many people here accepted the challenge and did the challenge? So if you did, go ahead and put in chat that you did. I did the challenge. Let me see. I'm going to pull that photo up for you, and I'm going to show you what my photo was. Now, this was an old photo, but I wanted to show you. This was one of them. And it's going to be a quick one, and I might not show everybody like so. That way you don't. But I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is a picture of all the boys in the group. It's a group photo of the boys and their friendships, and that was something that made me happy and excited, and something that I know that is very positive. The other one that I really took, which is a little self-promotion, was this. And I know that's a little cheesy. Sorry that it's so cheesy, but Car Lot Confessions does bring me an extreme bit of happiness to know that it's something that I created and that is flourishing, that I want to continue to see flourish and be a positive change. So that is, I know it's super cheesy, guys, so don't beat me up for it. But those were my photos. What about you guys? If you have any photos from last week, did you accept the challenge? Let's take a look. My brother's on his way out, but thanks so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of the show, John. I really appreciate that. Thanks to you for your continued support every week. So fantastic. Renee says she accepted the challenge in a different way. Encouraging comment from a friend on Facebook. Kept rereading it at your work tonight. That's fantastic. That's the same thing. And I love that you accepted the challenge and you went with it. So that is so perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that. If there's anybody else who accepted the challenge, please feel free to let us know. Or if this is something you already do, you can go ahead and share your photos, and that would be fantastic. Feel free to show them on the Car Lot Confession page. Say, this is my happy photo. You can use that as your tag and share it with everyone. If it's something that makes you happy, I'm sure it'll make everybody else happy, and we'd all love to see it. We could use some more photos on the Facebook page. So please feel free to share them, guys. But that was last week's challenge. Those were the photos that I used. They were super good. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. That was a great one for the week. We'll go ahead and pop on now for this week's challenge. So hopefully you guys will accept this week's challenge. And if you're excited about this week's challenge, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the show and let me know. This week's challenge is, and it's going to be an interesting one. It's very simple, but it's very good. This week's challenge. Are you guys ready?
Come on, do it.
This week's challenge is to give a stranger a compliment. I know, right? All that build up for that. But the reason for this, and I want to explain a little bit, and I really do mean a stranger. They have to be a complete stranger, and it has to be a verbal compliment. And the reason why I'm saying this is because we've gotten to a point where we don't talk to each other. We don't see each other. We don't pay attention to each other. We're so caught up in our own lives and our own stuff that we don't necessarily always pay attention to everybody else around us. Sometimes it's as simple as just a quick compliment that can change somebody's entire day. So I want you to give a verbal compliment to a complete stranger, someone you don't know. It can be a cashier at the grocery store, at the drugstore. It can be a gas station attendant. It can be anybody that you see, somebody walking down the street, somebody at your office or your work that you don't know. But it's got to be a complete stranger. And I want you to give them a compliment. It can be as simple as, I like your shoes. It can be how great your makeup is today, or just that hairstyle's fantastic. It can be anything. But what I want to do is I want to spread the positive feeling that you can get from giving just the simplest compliment. We don't do that enough. Sometimes I even find myself walking by people to say, man, I really like his shirt, or I really like that outfit today, or, and where'd you get those glasses at? Those are fantastic, because I too wear glasses. You know, we don't do that enough because we're too shy. We have our own fears about interacting with people we don't know. And what I want to do is, this is all to be positive for other people, kind of help us break out of our shells a little bit too, and talk to people. Start thinking and looking externally and not necessarily internally in our problems and things that are going on. Constantly we're wrapped up in ourselves, in our own thoughts, our own insecurities, our own worries, our own things. And this is a way to kind of start maybe stopping, slowing down for a minute, and looking externally to give a compliment. Now, again, this is super simple, and it's surprising how little this gets done. So hopefully you guys accept the challenge this week. I hope you guys can do it. Next week, as always, we'll review the previous week's challenge. So next week, I hope you guys come on, and we will talk about and review this challenge next week about the compliments we gave. And I would love to see you guys in chat do that. Next week, I want you to tell me what the compliment was, who the stranger might have been, if there was anything that came about it. And if there wasn't, that's okay too. But I guarantee you, every compliment you give is going to brighten somebody else's day. And that's going to be the positive change. So it is an easy challenge. And I thank you. It is definitely easy. Jared is somebody who spreads positiveness all the time. If you guys don't know him, click on his page. He does do wonderful things. His dog, he does his service for people. He's constantly in hospitals and helping people. Jared's one of the greatest people I know, and he definitely gives back all the time, talks to strangers. He knows this one. He compliments strangers and kids and peoples and let them pet his dog all the time. It's fantastic. I follow Jared. I hope you guys can too a little bit. He's amazing. But he's somebody who's kind of helped inspired me a little bit in regards to Car Lot Confessions as well, and I'm happy to admit that, is that he is somebody who brings positive change and has done that on a regular basis. He decided to be the change and bring that. And it takes people like that in this world to make a better difference. So that's part of the weekly challenge this week, is kind of doing that, kind of breaking out of your comfort zone a little bit, stop being so shy. Think and look externally and not necessarily internally at our own insecurities and our own issues, and give somebody a compliment this week. Super easy challenge, not a hard one, but I can't wait to hear about them next week. So in the meantime, we can still talk about the last week's challenge as well. I would love to see your guys' photos. Share them on the page in regards to what you from the challenge from last week. And I look forward to reviewing next week the challenge from this week. So hopefully you guys like it. I like it. I'm going to do it. I'll make sure to tell you it. I may even videotape it. I may even video it so that we can post it on here. If you want to do the same, you can. Everybody who's a part of Car Lot Confessions has posting capabilities on the site. Please, guys, continue to use Facebook. Continue to use the page. Spread the message. Help be the change. Thank you so much, guys, in regards to that. Hopefully you guys like the weekly challenge. I personally, it's a good one this week and super easy. So that's the weekly challenge. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go to chat. Jared says, thank you. You are and always will be a major contributor and a small part of the motivation with this and my life. Jared, you've always been there. I have to applaud you. Thank you. Thank you for the things that you do in regards to the positiveness you spread with your animals and with your family and all of that, and continue to do that, please, because we need more people like that in this world. You know, so much negativity, so many times that we are internally thinking it's time to start externally helping and being a part of that and bringing that. So thank you so much. So Jared asked, hey, your tattoo reminded me to ask you, what do you think about the Tigers this year? The Tigers, you can tell, I think, are still building. They're on the uprise. They have the means and the capability. I think they're still in that rebuild era, and I'm going to give them 3 more years, and I think they're going to be a much bigger powerhouse. I know we might lose a few of our great players by then. Miggy's getting old, but you can tell that they are on the up, and they are doing a rebuild. So the Tigers are a pleasure to watch for me this year. I have enjoyed watching a couple of their games. I know tonight's a little hard. I got 4 people on. Was hoping for more. Tonight is Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, if anybody's a hockey fan. Boston Bruins, the St. Louis Blues. I'm not going to give my opinion on who I want to win, but it is on tonight, and I am probably competing with that a little bit if you guys are hockey fans. And then, of course, tomorrow night, NBA Finals, Game 6, with the Raptors and the Warriors. All great sports are on right now, so hopefully you guys are enjoying those as well. But yes, the Tigers. The Tigers are great. They are on the uprise, I think, and I think they're moving in the right direction with some of the players they have. And, you know, it starts with pitching. Hitting's got to get there, but they're working on it. So that's how I feel about the Tigers. But that's a great question. Thanks for adding in. Eric's comes in with the Stanley Cup, Go Blues. You know, opinions about that, since we're going to switch to sports real quick. I'm happy we did. This gives a good topic, open discussion time. Excuse me. The Blues in the Stanley Cup Finals never won a cup. Yes, I would personally love to see them do so. It's always great to see teams bring a championship to the town that they have not received one. I mean, the fans are there. But the Bruins are great too. They're a great classic original team. Who doesn't love the Bruins? But Boston's had enough championships, right? I don't know. I'm not trying to give away. I'm kind of a coin flip on this one. I'm just happy. It's, hockey's the greatest sport ever. Feel free to argue with me about it. It's an open discussion. But I think hockey is one of the greatest sports ever. Let me know what you guys think, hopefully. But
I love it.
that's right. All right. So that's the weekly challenge. All right. So on to our final segment of the show really is this is what I call the personal confession or positive recap or positive quote for the week. For myself, this is where it gets a little personal, and that's fine because I like to share, and I know this is a safe place. So, but one of the things I wanted to bring up, my positive recap again is, and we've talked about this a little bit in the beginning of the show when Renee was here and she brought it up, but surrounding ourselves with positive people really does make the difference. And I want to bring up this because this week we've had a lot of rain here in Michigan. There was a lot of flooding issues in regards to the amount of rain that we received. It's starting to rain right now. I don't know if you can see it out the back window. We don't need any more rain here. It's ridiculous. I'm looking forward to the drought season. That's another topic, but positive personal recap. Surrounding ourselves with positive people makes the difference. I had water issues in my basement this week and on Monday, and I was figuring out how to fix things, and I'd mentioned it to my friends. My friends were Renee and Scott. Renee is a part of the show, a great friend of mine, and and I was blown away this week. Without hesitation, without reservation, without anything. As I'm working in my basement, I hear a knock on my door, and who is it? But it's Renee and her husband, Scott, who came to just help me when they overheard that I had a problem or I had water in my basement. Without knowing the situation, without knowing what they were getting into, without hesitation, they showed up in my house and were ready to help with whatever I needed. And I didn't ask, and I have a hard time always asking for help. And it was such an eye-opener and reminding of how blessed I am with the people that I have around me, how great people can be. And again, that is the definition, as well as, again, be the change and be the positiveness and help and be supportive. And I can't thank them enough for just coming by. Wasn't any work for them to do, but they were there to help with suggestions and how to help fix things, and they've been in the same or similar situation. So my positive reflection of this week is gratitude, and I want to thank Renee and Scott for coming over unannounced, unexpected, and completely and utterly I'm so gracious that they were there out of the kindness of their hearts to stop and come and help me in a time of need. And that's really what Carlock Confessions is all about. And I just want to say thank you to them. And hopefully, again, surrounding yourself with the right people can make the biggest positive impact on your life. It's great to have friends. It's great to have friends like that. Thank you. It is, Jared. And that's really about it, is surrounding yourself with these type of people. And having great people in your life can make all the difference. So that's my positive personal recap and reflection of the week. That's that part of the segment. But I want to know what you guys think. Have you had anything similar happen like this to you? Is there a time that's been recent, or somebody's come out of their way and just blown your mind by showing up and being there